Hello everybody, this is the Roughcut commentary series. I'm Ron Taylor, Roughcut overview, excuse me. We're looking at 1 Corinthians chapter 4, and the main theme of this chapter, that as I'm seeing it, is how the spiritual judge and how the spiritual are not judged. So we have two sources of information, or you could say two channels on a satellite dish, or maybe we could say two channels on your cell phone. There's information and there's revelation. Now, channel revelation is revelation from God. Channel information is disguised as revelation from God, but is actually natural carnal information. So, that being said, he's making the point here, Paul, that the spiritual judges and perceives all things, but he himself is not judged by any man. How is this? Well, when you're on the channel of the natural understanding, you cannot perceive, you cannot understand, you do not have access to the channel of the spiritual. And the spiritual man that operates out of that spiritual channel, he will continually see and perceive far beyond the natural. The natural can only report on things that's already happened. The spiritual sees things coming, responds, like it says in Proverbs, the wise perceives danger and hides himself. There's an outlook, there's a perception, there's a future insight as to the details of the future, whether it be the near future or the far future. And that spiritual man can operate in and out of those things because he has the spiritual vision coming from the spiritual channel. The natural person, the natural individual operating out of the natural channel cannot do such things. And it is impossible for that natural person to properly judge and consider what the spiritual man is doing, or the entirety of the matter that the natural man is facing. That's why Paul says, judge nothing before the time until the revelation of Jesus Christ. Now, I understand theologically we can say that the revelation of Jesus Christ and the day of the Jesus Christ revealed, these things are at the end of time. That's great, but in this time right now that we're living in, it's very, very advantageous that we judge nothing until we get revelation insight from God. And one way to get that is through Scripture. And we also have the inner witness to testify to us what is right and what is wrong. We follow the peace that He's put on the inside of us. We trust Him. We trust His Word. We look to Him for insight. And we don't rush to judgment, because we choose to embrace what Paul's teaching here. Judge nothing before the time, and we begin to flow and operate in the spiritual. What is all this flowing and operating in the spiritual? It's eternal agape. Our hearts are tuned to love that does correct. Love that does correct. But love that never stops loving. Love that loves out of the personhood of love. That is God Himself. And when we operate out of that knowledge and out of that wisdom, the wisdom and knowledge of the world cannot touch, lay a hold of, come even close to the knowledge of the spiritual. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil, once again, can never produce the fruit of the tree of life. It's two totally different worlds. Two men, two women could be standing side by side of each other and absolutely be in two different worlds because of this principle here. Judge nothing before the time. He that is spiritual judges all men, but he himself is judged by no one. All right, so have fun diving into that and enjoy the revelation. Thank you. See you next time.